Welcome back to my channel. It has been some time since I uploaded a video. I'm not an official content creator. I'm not a YouTuber. I just do this for fun. And I had many topics that I thought of for Living Dead dolls, but it has been very hot these past couple of weeks. And filming in my doll room, which is where we are now, is rather difficult because there is no AC unit in here, so the room tends to get stuffy. I thought today, since it was a little bit cooler than usual, I thought it'd be a great idea to take a look at Living Dead dolls' history with the San Diego Comic-Con. Since this year's San Diego Comic-Con is ending today, I thought it'd be a great trip down memory lane to see all the San Diego Comic-Con exclusives Living Dead dolls had over the years. I will be repeating some dolls that have been featured in other videos, but it's important to include them because they are part of that history. So without further ado, here are the San Diego Comic-Cons and later New York City Comic-Con exclusives. No discussion can be complete without the inclusion of the very first San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, the blue Exorcist doll. I did talk about her in a previous video that's a tribute to all the Eggies. As a reminder, if you've seen that video or if you haven't, she debuted in July of 2003, limited to 3,000 pieces, with 100 of those dolls were blood spattered. They sold for $40 each. She was packed in a silver coffin with a black body bag, so you did not know which Eggie you had unless you opened the body bag. Her chipboard is the same as her original doll. Just want to see it just up close. And she also came with the same accessories, but in a different color scheme. She is considered to be one of the most popular Comic-Con exclusives for Living Dead dolls. So that is Blue Eggie. Okay. The next exclusive were these dolls, Jack and Jill. They debuted the following year in 2004. Now the dolls that you're looking at were not the ones featured in San Diego. These are the Club Med exclusive, which came after the previous set sold out. The previous set is black and white. They look like this. Both sets had variants that were bloodied, and they had glow. The bodies were glow in the dark. And again, they were packaged in a coffin that had a black body bag, so you didn't know which one you received unless you opened it. If you did buy these on the secondary market, if they're in a sealed coffin, if it has a Club Med sticker, it'll be the black and red set. So that is Jack and Jill, and they're not to be confused with the Scary Tale series. I do have two of those dolls from that series next to them, Hansel and Gretel. I'll be doing a video of the Scary Tale series later on, sometime down the road. So that is Jack and Jill. Okay, continuing with 2004, we have the Living Dead dollies, baby Lilith, who I did talk about in a previous video. She was limited to 1,000 dolls with 200 that were variants. They were dressed in red, blood splattered, and they also glow in the dark. They look like this. And she also was packaged in a body bag that you did not know which one you received unless you opened the body bag. And that is Baby Lilith. Another release for 2004 San Diego Comic-Con was this rag doll by the name of Dementia. I'm not sure how to say her name. She was also available through Club Med, like a lot of the convention exclusive that had resurrections. She was packaged again like the other exclusive in a body bag. They made 700 of her. 100 of those dolls were a variant. She was dressed in gray and black, and black and gray, and then she had grayish hair. She looked like this. There were other rag dolls that were released. These are the rest of them. If you recognize two of them, the blonde is Orchid, who was made into a 10-inch doll featured in the Series 19 Children of the Night Vampire series. And then you have the Club Med exclusive Jeepers, who was made into a 10-inch doll and a mini as well. And those are the rag dolls. And another very popular convention exclusive and highly sought after, the Edward Scissorhands. He was in 2005. I believe he was the first Presents doll to be at San Diego Comic-Con as an exclusive. Mezco currently has nothing but LDD Presents dolls as part of their roster at their booth. But Edward Scissorhands was the first Presents doll. He also was the first Presents doll that was not in a coffin. He was in a window panel box, and he had to be sold that way because technically he wasn't a dead doll. So that is Edward Scissorhands. Another doll that I talked about previously in a video is the 13-inch Sadie and Wonderland doll, who was part of a set that also had a minifigure, which is this little cutie right here. She was sold at the 10,010 San Diego Comic-Con. There were 500 sets. Unlike the other convention exclusives, I'm not sure she was available through Club Med. I personally bought her on the secondary market on eBay. So that's where I purchased her. She retailed for about $75 at the con. And that is the Sadie Wonderland exclusive. And these dolls are the final non-resurrection exclusive at San Diego Comic-Con for Living Dead dolls. These are the Sweet 16 Posies. They were released in 2014, again celebrating the 16th anniversary of Living Dead Dolls as a doll company. The first two were featured in the Comic-Cons. The white one was in the San Diego one, and the pink one was in the New York one. The red one was sold exclusively at a release party that took place in Times Square at the Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum. It was for the release of the art book Living Dead Dolls have. I highly recommend seeking that one out. And the black one was sold through Mezco.com on, fittingly, Black Friday. Each of the posies came with a tombstone, and they came with this chipboard, if you want to see up close. And it says the Sweet 16 symbol on it. And those are the Celebration Sweet 16 posies. So, from 2007 to 2018, Mezco debuted the Resurrection series. I'm not going to go over all the Resurrection dolls. I'll do a series of videos discussing each Resurrection line. But I did want to talk about the exclusives that pertain to the San Diego and New York Comic-Cons. So, these two Resurrections are of Walpurgis. Now, Living Dead Dolls did something different this particular year. They had these solo doll resurrections that were separate from the main resurrection line. Each resurrection up until 2018 had 4 dolls. And with this particular duo, that brought a total of 5 characters that they resurrected. They were part of Resurrection 9, which featured Jack the Ripper, Bathory, Lizzie Borden and Fairy Faye. The redhead was featured in the New York Comic Con, and the white hair was featured in the San Diego Comic Con. The next solo resurrection doll was Resurrection Rain. She had two dolls, just like Walpurgis. The all-white one was in San Diego, and the black one, was also known as Midnight Rain, was at the New York City Comic Con. These came out in 2016. The one in the center is the glow-in-the-dark one. They made only 50 of the glow-in-the-dark one, so she is very hard to find, and if you do, she does cost a pretty penny, and she looks great in the dark, by the way. So these are the solo resurrections that were part of Resurrection Series 10, which featured The Lost, Purdy, Tessa, and Angus. So that is Resurrection Rain. The next solo resurrection dolls are Talking Cuddles. The one with the pigtails was in San Diego, and the one with the little top hat was in New York City Comic Con. Now, the interesting thing about these two is that they are Living Dead Dolls' first talking dolls. I'll play you a little sound bite.
Now we can be together forever. I'm not clowning around with you.
The other one pretty much has the same phrases. I think they have maybe one line that's different from the two of them, but they're pretty much the same. The variant, I'm not sure how long she was available on Mezco.com, but the one with the pigtails, I actually was able to buy her a year after she came out and was sold out on Mezco.com, something I've never seen again. So that is Resurrection Talking Cuddles. They were part of Resurrection 11, which featured Dottie Rose, Isaiah, Dawn, and Hush. The next two, who will be the final Resurrection series, is Chloe. Now, these two were a little different in that they actually were part of a shortened Resurrection series. The previous series all had 4 main dolls. This particular year, the final year, only had 2 additional characters that were resurrected, which were Frozen Charlotte and Maggot. Chloe also talks. She's the second talking Living Dead doll. Unfortunately, they're not working at this time. I would love to show you their talking feature, but I have to change their battery. So the variant here, if I can move her hair, she came out after the New York Comic Con was over, so she had like a November release. They were available rather easily on Mezco.com after San Diego was finished. So there you have it. Those were all the San Diego and New York City Comic Con exclusives. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am a little disappointed that we haven't received any more Resurrection dolls like we used to. They did announce the new Resurrection Sin coming out. And, you know, I'm excited, but again, it's not the same, and it makes you yearn for the old times, the way it used to be. But I also want to, you know, give credit where credit's due to Living Dead dolls with their phenomenal legacy as part of Mezco, participating in the Comic Cons over the years. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for future videos. I'll be talking about various different topics of Living Dead dolls and other dolls down the road. And as always, happy hunting.